Hey guys, what's going on? It's Spot the Aussie here, your favorite NRL fantasy coach, aka the Fantasy Fanatic, coming at you live after the State of Origin Game 1 of 2017, coming up with the Blues win, and what a great win it was. It's great to see Jarryd Hayne finally hit his straps and come to center and to grips with that position. Made Justin Neal look a little bit silly. I know a lot of you thought the Blues team was looking a lot better than what it had in the prior years, and I have to agree. And I thought it could have had some more little improvements there, like having Jack DeBellin, having Frizzell on the flank rather than Josh Jackson. But it all worked out. Pearce played extremely well in his position. His kicking game was great. He seemed to have copped a lot of scrutiny from people saying his kicking game wasn't that great. But what I've noticed is that Darius Boyd and Corey Oates are both great ball runners. How do you diffuse great ball runners? You put up a bomb, they take the time to catch it. It takes time to come down from its parabola, if that's what you want to put it. And then they get tackled as they catch the ball. If you kick a ball flat to them, then they've got time to have a bit of a scoot, 10, 20 meters, and then hit their straps and maybe go around. That causes issues, and we can always see guys like Oates and Boyd always making up those big meters when those kicks are done. So I was really happy with the fact Pearce was just throwing out bombs left, right, and center. I thought the game was a great competition. In period, I thought Queensland played great, and then the second half happened and it was a bit, hey, how you going? They started to slip. But in saying that, I expect Queensland to bounce back in game number 2. I want to hear what you guys think. Can you see the Blues actually taking out games 1, 2, and 3? Or do you think Queensland are going to come back in game number 2? Remembering it's back in Sydney. It's back in Sydney, so we've got a home ground advantage next game, and it's always a sellout when it comes to Sydney, which is great. I can't say that about the Queensland Maroons. But let's talk about our teams, because there's a lot of things that happened in the last round. A lot of late changes. A lot of us were hoping Braden Burns was actually going to play, and then he got plucked last minute. He was actually pushed into the team and then got plucked. What else happened during that game? There was a few things. I ended up trading in Connor Watson. My original plan was to bring in Reynolds, and I'm glad I didn't, because Reynolds didn't do that great. But Watson was my other pick. I thought, you know what, if Pearce is playing, Pearce gets injured, and he won't play the second State of Origin game, which means Connor Watson should play then as well, then this would be great. And then Watson actually did absolutely nothing when he played for the Roosters. In fact, look, it looked like he walked away with a bit of a niggle, and then got named as the 19th man after Ryan Madison, so might not even be able to get to play half at all. But given the fact that Pearce is now injured, or looks to be concussed, I shouldn't say injured, but concussed, it looks like he might actually come in to play with me, which is good news for me. But overall, the team did really well. Unfortunately, my captain's roulette didn't work out for me home, scoring 41 points. Not great, not bad either, in the middle. But, yeah, I should have played to leave it on Crichton, or Crichton as I like to say, and Gallen would have been a better pick for captain, as I know a lot of people out there. James Graham was hugely disappointing, but that was that round, and this is this round. So let's have a bit of a quick look what is going on with my team coming into the following round and what I'm trying to do. Now, one pod who I really want to grab is Cameron Munster. I think he is a must-have, so I've grabbed him in. Originally, I traded out Nikorima for Munster. But given the fact that Milford looks to be injured with some sort of a face bone structural scan happening over here, he might be out for 6 weeks, which means Nikorima might be good to go. Given the fact that Benji played absolutely horrible last game, which is great news for us again, bit of a shame that Benji actually played in the first place. So I ended up trading out Benny Hampton to Cameron Munster because I've got the money to do it. The other trade I could have done was Walker, but I want Walker to play around 15. So it's, you know, you've got to really play your eggs really smartly here. So Munster's in, and the reason why I brought Munster in is because he's coming back after, you know, he had that jaw injury, but he was playing pretty well, and he was playing consistent, and I like that about him. Now, he's probably at the price that he should be, if not a little bit higher. I seem to think that he might come up a little bit more. But the fact of the matter is, they don't have another bye till round 19. And that's the glorious thing about Storm players at the moment, is that if they are playing and they're not playing Origin games, they're going to be playing every game up to round 19, which is great because that means the next major bye round is yours to have. But I think Munster's a great selection. I think he's a pod. So I've grabbed him. 9% of owners already out there or have grabbed him recently. So that's a pick for me. The other one I really want to grab is Tohu Harris. Tohu Harris looks absolutely amazing. for his price right now, and I expect him to lose a little bit more money. If I can just bring him up on screen, $475,000. Now, that's not cheap. His round 13 break-even is 63. So I'm not keen to grab him just yet, but 1% of less than owners out there means great pod, great buy coverage, as we just discussed with the Storms. One thing we want to watch out for in this next game is how does he go? Considering the last 2 games he got 43, let's see how he goes with the Knights, and if he does indeed play the full 80 minutes, just to make sure he doesn't have an injury. I could bring him on, I could rush him on, but there's no one I really want to take out of my team at the moment. I think Crichton, Burgess, and Gallen are all keepers who are not playing this round. And I've got DeBellin, Mataudia, and Elliott all playing. Again, who I think are keepers as well. I think Elliott's kind of put himself in that keeper bracket. As long as he can hold on to that position. And he's going to be starting this week, given the fact that Josh Jackson might not play. So that's a big one up. But I actually like my lineup thus far. And I might make a last-minute trade to try to bring Tohu Harris in. Remembering that he is playing the Knights, so he might do exceptionally well, but 63 is such a high break-even. Other than that, this is my team for the next round. Obviously, we've got a lot of buys happening with the Rabbitohs players, the Sharks players, so we're in a little bit of a pickle. One of the best things that happened for me was the fact that Pete's had a cork leg. Now, Carl Lawton is named the 14th man on the Titans, and if Lawton actually plays, as I think he will, which is relief hooker for Pete's, and Pete's doesn't play, meaning Lawton should get the starting spot at hooker. That means I'll have a hooker playing at center, which is absolutely fantastic. So I'm looking to do pretty well this round. The other thing is I'm going to be doing the captain's loophole again this round. I'm thinking about putting the C on Munster. I actually want to put the C on Jack de Belin, sorry. I want to put the C on Jack de Belin because I think he's going to absolutely chop up the Tigers. But the other thing is to do the captain's loophole, your vice captain needs to have played before then. So really, the games I've got to pick from are the Knights, Storm, Parramatta, or Warriors. So I'll put the V on Munster. Comes up with the goods. I'll slide de Belin out. And I've only got 17 players playing at the moment. And that's with Watson playing. So if Watson doesn't play, that's good news for me. That means I can do the captain's loophole without a problem. If Watson does play, we might be in a little bit of trouble. But I expect de Belin to come out raging this game as well because he missed his chance of playing Origin. Excuse me, I missed his chance of playing Origin. So there's a lot of things happening. I want to keep this video short, quick, nimble, sweet, to the point. And next week we'll come back with a more thrilling episode, a more analytical look episode. One thing I will say is that a lot of people are starting to look at the potential of picking up the centre/second row for the Eels. If I can just pull up the team as a cash out and someone who might play. As you can see, he's green lit up there, but we won't know till 1 hour before the game, which is tomorrow at 7:50 against the Warriors. Is it at the Warriors? No, it's here, because I might actually go to the game myself. Marita Nicole. I'm probably completely milked his last name, but the reality is he's a great cash out. If you're looking at someone who's most likely going to play this round, but you'll know he's going to play this round once the late mail gets out. So keep an eye out for that. Hopefully we'll have a big game. Next video will come out on Wednesday, as it usually does. This game just had been prolonged for the simple fact that we are in Origin period. And if I brought out a video just before Origin, what's the point if some of the players that you're going to be picking and moving around aren't going to be playing and vice versa. So there we go, guys. Thanks very much for watching. This has been Spot the Aussie. I hope you liked the episode. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to give me a like. Be sure to tune in next week. And I hope you guys are doing well. Let me know in the comment section below how many points you're on at the moment. Are you beating me in my overall rank? My overall rank is 4,236. 4,236 out of 96,000 fantasy coaches out there at the moment. I'll check you guys out shortly. And I'll see you next week.